What's going on, guys? T-Mart here, and today it is my pleasure to bring you guys some of the very first Call of Duty Advanced Warfare Exo Zombies gameplay ever uploaded to YouTube. Yes, that's right, man. I am so excited about this, guys. I was lucky enough to be invited out to a capture event this weekend in San Francisco. I was able to kind of, get a first look and a first, hands-on experience with the new multiplayer maps as well as with the new zombies mode, and be able to record videos for you guys, share with you guys early before it all comes out tomorrow. So a big thank you to Sledgehammer and Activision for inviting me out and allowing me to do that. And I am so excited to share everything that I know with you guys. I'm gonna have a ton of videos going up today. In this video, we're gonna be talking about the new zombies game mode and pretty much everything you guys are gonna want to know. I'm also gonna have some more zombies videos coming out later today, talking about different intricacies, within the game, like how to get to the Pack-a-Punch machine and kind of the rotation that it moves in, how to get your exosuit on, how to find the certain perk machines and stuff like that, which should be pretty good, as well as we're gonna be covering all 4 of the new multiplayer maps. So we're gonna have a ton of videos coming out today. Make sure that you guys keep checking back. But anyway, in this video, let's talk about zombies, man. I am so excited about this mode, and I really think you guys are gonna like it. Like, honestly, I thought it was gonna be good, but I didn't know what to expect, because it wasn't really like a mode that they've been focusing on for a long time. It wasn't one of the launch modes. It was kind of like a secondary, DLC afterthought type mode. And I wasn't sure how, crazy it was gonna be. I didn't know how good it was gonna be, but it's honestly really good. Like, I'm super impressed with it. It plays like zombies in a sense. Like, you'll see a lot of similarities and a lot of themes that are based around like the Treyarch zombie side of things, but it's also its entirely new thing. Like, they've created their own kind of, story and lore behind it, and they've created their own Easter eggs, and like, it even plays different. Like, it feels different. When you put exosuits on zombies, it's going to be a completely different thing. Like, it's so much different. It's so much faster, and honestly, it's a lot more difficult than the Treyarch zombies are, which isn't a good or a bad thing. It's just, it's different, which is good. It's the same thing that we know and love, but it's different enough that they've, put their own advanced warfare twist on it. So it's the same basic idea. I mean, you kind of start with nothing. You've got to get weapons. You want to get your exosuit on, because you actually spawn in as a normal person. You can't jump around super high and boost jump and stuff like that. So you got to get your weapons, you got to get your exosuit, you got to get your perks, or your exo upgrades as they're called. You can get power-ups, and basically the idea is to stay alive as long as possible. I don't think that there's like an actual ending like Extinction has. Like, I think you go on forever and ever and ever. Like, I think it's like, the Treyarch zombie side of things in that sense, which is really good. I'm happy about that. Now, in order to get weapons, there are weapons on the walls that are available for purchase, as well as there's a mystery box that, works like the same old mystery box we've been using for years and years now. Once you've used it too many times in one location, it'll move to a new one. You got to go find it. There are also upgrade stations. There are a couple of them located in the map, and I'll have a video about this later today showing you guys exactly where to get there. But you can go and you can upgrade your weapons. And I think it's like 2,500 credits for an upgrade, and obviously that makes your gun way more lethal. It's got more damage, more range. Eventually it starts putting attachments on it and things like that, and there's really there's a lot of upgrades that you can do. It's not like a one and done thing like a Pack-a-Punch. Like, at one point we were on level 18, I believe, which is the highest we got. And I think one of us had a Mark 11 weapon, which means it was upgraded 11 times, which is, totally a new thing we haven't seen before. And I can't wait to see, which weapons become really good once they've been upgraded a lot and stuff like that. So that's kind of cool. Now, as I mentioned before, there are exo upgrades on the walls as well. So I think there are like 5 or 6 different, exo upgrades, or pretty much like perks located around the map. I'm gonna have a video out later today showing you guys exactly how to, get to them and use them and stuff like that. But yeah, there's everything from like, health, which is pretty much Juggernaut, so you can take more damage, to, quick revive, which is, I think it's called medic in this game, and stuff like that. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Now, let's get into more of some of the intricacies, like some of the smaller stuff that you guys, may not know about, but may find pretty interesting. So there are no longer any, straight up trains. Like, you can't just run trains with zombies now. They aren't these, kind of stupid AI ditzy characters that just kind of like walk in a straight line to where if you run figure 8 loops and stuff, you can train them to not ever be able to get you. You can't do that anymore, and I don't think that there are going to be many people that are getting to around 100 or 150 or 200 or things like that, like you used to see in Treyarch Zombies, because you just can't do that. Like they are jumping at you, they're boosting forward at you. They won't just straight up follow you all the time. Sometimes they'll like cut off and try to go through a little shortcut and get you from the side and stuff like that. Like it's pretty intense, and they for the most part, a lot of them come through like what look like windows, but then some of them will come in through the ceiling and they'll like drop down. It's crazy because you'll see them like fall and they'll like break their legs, and then they'll like waddle around the ground for a second and then get up and start coming after you and stuff. Like it gets pretty intense. So yeah, you can't like they're a lot faster and a lot more mobile this time around. So you aren't going to be able to just straight up walk around in circles and keep them away from you. You can find areas where if you're boost jumping around and kind of moving from object to object, you can in a sense, but it's still a lot different than it was with Treyarch Zombies. So you got to keep that in mind. Now, I just said that most of them come through like these window-like areas, and they're like, little rectangular, kind of like holes in the wall, like whether it be a hallway or whatever it is, they'll be coming through those things, but you can't board those up anymore. There's no such thing as boarding stuff up where you kind of, stand in front of it and hold X or square. They don't do that. They just kind of walk right through. So you're constantly having like a full-on barrage of zombies coming at you from all different directions all the time, and it just makes it super, super insane. Now, talking about traps, because we thought we saw some traps in the trailer that came out last week, and they're not really the same thing as they were back in Treyarch days. Like Treyarch had some pretty cool traps and stuff to activate and use against the zombies, and they're just they're not quite as important in this game. Like there are certain rooms where you can go up to like this little terminal on the wall, and if you hold X, you'll spend money and you'll be able to activate it, and it essentially puts up these lasers that kind of cover some doorways, and some doors will start slamming shut and stuff like that, and it'll kill zombies to an extent, but it's not like the big huge like insane traps that we've seen back in Treyarch days. So keep that in mind. Traps and stuff like that aren't really as important this time around. One thing that is really important though is the laundry chutes or the trash chutes. So there are a couple of different like trash and laundry chutes around the map that will allow you, I think for like 250 credits or something like that, to be able to get to like the top like exo room down to like the bottom outside area very, very quickly, like in an instant. And they're super, super useful to get you out of tight situations and really to be able to maneuver around the map and not get stuck in those tight corridors where zombies are totally just gonna screw you over if you try to go in there. So make sure you guys are looking out for those when you're playing, because they are very, very useful. Now, let's talk about power-ups. So zombies, similar to how they did back in the Treyarch days, will drop power-ups occasionally when you kill them. So what are the options we have here? Well, what I've seen so far, there's the DNA bomb, which is pretty much like the bomb. It just kills all the zombies on the map, so that one's pretty good. There's also one called full reload, which is essentially like max ammo. It just refills all your weapons with ammunition. There's also security, and security activates all the different security things around the map, all the different lasers. Like we were just talking about, instead of traps, they have like these lasers things that activates all of those all at the same time. So that one's pretty good. Then there's also kind of the basic ones like double points, where you get double points for whatever you're doing, as well as hyper damage, which is essentially insta kill. And then finally, the last one that I saw was, I forget what it was called. It was like overcharged or system overload or power surge or something like that. But basically, it made it so that all the different mystery box 3D printer machines would be active at the same time. So that one's pretty good as well. Now, moving on, let's talk about when you're downed or when you die. So this is, they made a few changes here, and it's kind of interesting. So when you're downed, you lose your perks or your exo upgrades. Like if you fall down and then somebody picks you back up, you won't lose your weapons or anything, but you will lose the exo upgrades that you had. So if you had, exo health, which is like Juggernaut, you're gonna have lost it, and that's awful, man. When you're stuck without exo health, it's really, really tough. So you want to try not to go down, and that's the same that it's always been in zombies. Now, when you die, this is where it's a little bit different. So when you die, you lose everything, your perks, your weapon, etc., etc., etc. Literally everything is gone. But when you spawn in, like if your teammate survives the round, you respawn in with your pistol in the next round, for a short period of time, at the exact spot in the ground where you died, there's going to be a little green RIP tombstone. And if you run to that thing and you hold X on top of it, you're gonna get your weapon that you had back. And that is insane, because you guys know, back in the day in Zombies, if you died when you were in a high round, lost your weapon, you were pretty much done. You were in like an infinite death loop, and that's not the case now. You're able to go back and get your weapon that's super upgraded, and at least have a slight chance to be able to survive. But even then, it's super tough, because you've lost your perks, and like I said, those long, skinny hallways, trying to get down those things with zombies coming at you, it's so hard, man. Like, it's a lot of fun, but it is very, very hard. There were 4 of us, and we've all played a decent amount of zombies, and I think the highest round we got to was 18 or 19. You know, granted, it was our first time playing it, so, you know, obviously can probably do a little bit better, but even the devs said I think the highest they've gotten to within the studio is like either 32 or 38 or something like that. So it is, it's no joke, guys. It's the real deal. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys check back today. Yeah, I probably already have other videos up right now, so make sure you guys go check out the channel right now, see some of my other zombies videos I'm putting up, see some of my multiplayer videos I'm putting up, and I will catch you guys later. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out.